What is up, guys? This is John, aka Pokemon, bringing you the Week 6 weekly recap for the GBA with my co-host Cooper.
Hey, I go once again, guys.
We are actually back-to-back weeks on schedule. Everything is great, so expect this until the
Consistent
season.
host.
Yes, sir. Season is going to end this way. I don't know how the playoffs are going to work, but I definitely expect to see me and Cooper doing something with the playoffs. So, get used to us. Get used to us. And this week was a lot more exciting than last week. Really big playoff implications. Some big things happened. And we have a lot more to talk about, starting with a game that didn't really matter but was still very close and exciting. The Denver Bronzongs against the Detroit Lux Rays.
Yeah, this game mostly a matter of pride for not finishing last in the division more than anything.
Yes, and it's two teams I definitely expect to see next season. Now, the D-League, I don't know how many people are going to stay. I don't know if as many people are as loyal. It's more of a get other people involved. But out of all the people, I know that these two are most definitely staying, from what I've heard. Two great players, learning the games, learning the ropes, and this was a really good match and a really exciting match. Beyond the fact, I mean, it was a 1-0, it was great, and both of them played really good. Both of them brought great teams. I didn't look at both. I didn't see both of them play and be like, they're really picking up on it. I know I've given Roger a lot of criticism, but I think he played a really great game. It seemed more that they just brought like offensive teams, or at least Roger just brought like offensive and like boom, or both of them were like boom, and then they had two walls, and Gary's walls went down first, and then Celebi and Melodic were disgusting.
Yeah, it was sub-seed Celebi, actually.
Disgusting.
Pretty interesting.
As I said,
yeah.
Disgusting. But it was great.
Yeah,
it was great. When I say disgusting,
it was a pretty long stall segment in the middle there.
Yeah,
where
Roger.
Napoleon just kind of sat in there for like 20 turns.
Roger was legitimately bored narrating the battle. But Snorlax was very, very awesome in this battle. Got a really, really cool self-destruct kill. There was just kills across the board on both teams. It was just, I don't know, it was just a really good battle. I really enjoyed it. And expect to see both teams better than ever next season. And I think that at least Roger, I don't know about Gary, he had a really good game, but I know Roger is getting better every week, it seems. And I think he can still put up a fight against the next two people he goes against. So watch out for that. But moving on to the next battle, which had really big playoff implications, meant a lot more. Newcastle United versus the Anaheim Mighty Ducklets with a big upset. Sam taking down Adam, Arthur, Andy, Amanda. And the battle. And Cooper did call it. Now, this battle, unfortunately, had some pretty game-altering hacks on Sam's side, but in Sam's credit, he outplayed Adam, Arthur, Amanda, Amy, and did so much in the beginning of the battle. But when Adam had a chance to turn it around, he made a really good prediction. He predicted Sam to stay in with the Kyurem. He went for a Draco Meteor, missed, and then lost his Latios, which also had Sucker Punch, which would have been able to help him deal with the Alakazam, which ended up getting 3 kills against his team. So that in itself was very unfortunate. Wasn't there a few other things that happened, like Haxie-wise, in that battle?
Yeah, Vaporeon got critted a couple times, got a special defense drop with the Shadow Ball, I believe, which almost worked out more in Adam's favor for definitely making sure you want to get out of there.
Yeah, it was...
No temptation to stay in whatsoever.
It's like one of those things where I think Sam had the match. He played a really, really good match, and I'd like so much credit to him. But it could have been a lot closer. Adam played like an incredible second half of the game. He really brought himself back into it. It's just, you know, it could be exciting to see these two go off again in the playoffs, which is right now it's looking like it's going to be these two teams. They are both 4-2 in the, I don't remember what conference. We'll see when we look at the conferences.
Sinnoh conference, I believe. And yeah, on that note, I believe we've heard that it's going to be 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3 and not conference champions.
Yeah, I guess Gubbs and Miguel were the only people that knew that. I couldn't
Apparently
tell you what.
It's been spreading around.
Yeah, we are now spreading that. So it's 1 and 4, 2 and 3. I don't know if that's gonna happen in the GBA. I don't know. I mean,
it's kind of weird because it doesn't make for an actual conference championship.
Very true. I mean, an official rule book was just written for the GBA. I don't know if the D-League's gonna follow it next season. Obviously, a lot of new things are happening. We have the channel now. We have, a format, all this good stuff. So I guess it's going to be more and more official. But for right now, this is how the playoffs are going to be. This, where will they keep that way? I don't really know, but I guess they won't be.
I would like to point out that whoever gets the top seed of the Sinnoh Conference will get to dodge Miguel round 1, so that's something to play for.
That is very, very true. So I guess they won't be going against each other in the playoffs for sure, but I mean, we can hope. That's always exciting. And
it's possible if George tanks out a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, if George pulls what he did this week, that will definitely happen. We'll get there when it gets there. Oh boy, but definitely watch out for Sam. He brought 2 Sashers. He brought his Scary Core, and I know, talking to him when he drafted that team, it was really based around Hazards, the Core, and some Speedy Sashers. So, game plan in effect, he takes down one of the best teams in the league. But, on to the next one. Miguel just kind of squashed another player, like usual. Kooper, you say what you want. I know you're a big Real Maril fan, and it's just, Miguel played incredibly.
Yeah, Greninja not getting much action again, trying to not win the MVP race, I guess. That pretty much just happened at the hands of a late-game Scarf T-Bolt from Nidoking. We had Guts Machamp, really interesting Mega Mawile set that didn't actually get any utility with Baton Pass and Facade. There was a little exchange with Machamp, and Demo once again bringing Colbur Berry Mew, but he left it in to take repeated knockoffs, so they didn't work out so hot against Machamp, and actually ended up to Wisp it right before the Mew died to give it Guts, although he did avenge that with a surprise Life Orb offensive Florges, breaking through the Assault Vest Machamp, which I really wanted to see Heavy Slam come in from that Machamp on the Florges. That's one of 2 matches where we had Heavy Slam being brought to take out some fairies. And the other interesting thing was Demo brought HP Ice Mega Scizor in order to handle Lando and the Hippo, but Moto the Hippowdon was especially defensive and took it out pretty far with Fire Fang, so oh well.
Yeah, one thing looking at these teams, I really thought Mega Scizor would have been a little bit better against Miguel's team, but he prepared for that excellently. He definitely took it down. Miguel just bringing such a good team every single week. He's putting time in to make these teams, and he's ready for anything. Almamola being brought again didn't do much, but it's there.
Wall the Nidoking.
It did. That is true. I mean, it's going to wall many things. It's just kind of funny when you look at it. Everything has something and just zeros across the board. But that just really shows that Miguel is not only winning big, but he is preserving things. He's bringing what he needs. He's walling things.
Plus 20? Is that a misprint? That plus 20? Is that real? Is that a real thing that's happening?
That is over a plus 3 differential per game. And that's why when we get to these battles, I didn't say much about Miguel, because there's no criticisms. There's absolutely no criticisms. And he destroyed another person? I don't know. It's just, expect this. When somebody brings it below 3-0, that's when we will go so in depth in the games. I feel bad for Miguel because I know he loves watching these. He wants to hear about it, and I got nothing for you, buddy. You're too good.
No bias,
No bias. You are just fucking good, man. And he's definitely the favorite to win it, but I cannot wait for the playoffs to see someone give a run. We'll give him a run for his money, and there's someone that I thought could do it by the end of the season. But right now, Mr. George. Ugh.
Tisk tisk.
So, George forfeited this week. He could have clinched the playoff spot or gotten pretty damn close to clinching a playoff spot, but he never contacted his opponent for no good reason and forfeited. Now, we've actually had a problem in the D-League, which is really annoying, and I hope some people who do this watch this. They probably won't, and even if they do, they're probably like, yeah, fuck me. Ugh. The one thing is, in this league, a lot of people wait till Saturday to do their battles. People are busy, understand that there's more European, so time zone differences, yada, yada, yada. But, the one thing you can do to make sure this never happens is, on Monday, message your opponent and say, when can you battle this week? Or when can't you battle? Can you battle Saturday? You can't? Shit. I might have to move around my schedule, or maybe I need to eat and battle. Or at the very least, maybe I'll just have to bring 6 things in my box and battle. But from what we heard, George just never contacted his opponent. Really disappointing. It's trains.
Yeah, they're being pretty obnoxious, and my apologies.
Well, I mean, maybe they're just angry at George. Disappointed, even.
They are. They're probably very angry at George, and they're running a train over him.
They should be. It's just it's disappointing. This could have been a really good battle. I mean, John's a great opponent, but now he gets a win. He's going to leave the season with a win. So I guess George wanted to do that. I don't know. It's at George. It was such a good start to the season. He lost to Miguel. He said he was never losing again. He was just going to crush everybody. And he had a pretty good win, and now he has this, and it's just, what to expect from George. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see next week. Right now,
yeah, we're still in the process of getting the rules documents down pat and whatnot, so hopefully we'll get some rules about contact opponents by this and protocols, so that we don't have to try to figure out who tried to contact who more appropriately, etc.
And it's kind of funny because as we say this, me and Kooper are one of the biggest reasons that's an issue from
yes,
season 2. And we are the reason you must contact on Monday. We contacted on Thursday at least, but it wasn't, contact Monday. Contact Monday. But now that we relive us being idiots, let's move on to the conference breakdowns, and these are very exciting. So first we're going to look at Miguel. He's 6-0 plus 20. Bleh. Okay, now let's move on to the rest of the league because that doesn't matter. He's clinched a playoff spot. He will be in the playoffs. He's whatever. There is such a small chance for him to not even be the first seed. Like, he's almost clinched first seed. I guess if he loses, if he loses 6-0 twice, then he'll go down to like +8, and if George wins twice, it's dumb. Like, people have to other people have to win twice and then get a better differential than him, and he has to lose the next 2 games. So he is almost mathematically clinched number 1.
It's a good place to be. 2 weeks left in the regular season.
It really is, and because of the way the playoffs are going to work, now that we found out that it's going to be 1 and 4 seed, he will be playing theoretically the worst player, which right now would be Sam because of his really slow start and differential. Sam is coming on hot though, so maybe it really depends on how it's going to shake out at the end, but.
Yeah, I believe there was a PSA Miguel issued to Sam. Make the playoffs because I want to play you. I guess they don't play during the regular season?
No, it's because Sam 6-0 curb stopped Miguel. And the
that's right. That was in the
yeah, I think Miguel wants to right that wrong of trying to get cheeky with Belly Jet. But yeah, Miguel's
match.
he's
the last person to beat Miguel.
Yes, very true. That is a matchup I actually am excited to see. I want to see all these. I think Sam doesn't really have anything against Miguel. He's probably still laughing about the video he made after that battle. But I know the next 2 people, or number 2 and number 3 after Miguel, George, and then god damn it, George is still number 2 after that. I mean, this guy over here, he better come on strong. Like, god damn it, George. George is number 2.
I mean, I guess 2-3 doesn't really matter. It'll just
really
be who
doesn't.
Gets the home team.
Yeah.
So which side of the recap are you on?
Yeah, like, you get to pick your commentator. Like, who fucking knows? But they are 2 and 3. I know they both really want to go against Miguel and prove that they can beat him. So there's going to be 3 people from what we can tell. There's definitely, we'll talk about other people being able to get back in the race, but from what we can tell, those are going to be the 3 who possibly have a chance to topple Mr. Miguel. And right now, the matchups would be Miguel versus Sam and George versus Adam. Have they played yet, George and Adam?
I am not sure offhand.
I do not remember them playing, so I'm going to say they haven't. And if they did, it was not a remarkable game. Well, George has played. He just lost to John because he's a noob. He's played Roger twice. He's played Miguel, and he's played Sam. And he's played Frank? Yes. Yes, he played Frank, right? Yes. Yeah, okay, so he hasn't played
yes.
Okay. So yeah, that's an exciting game I would like to see. I don't know if they play in the season, but it'd be cool to see that in playoffs. Honestly, I'm excited for any of those matchups. Actually, comment down below and tell us what you want to see. What's the number 1 matchup you want to see in the playoffs? I don't care if it's in the championship or not. I just want to see a really good match between 2 very good players. So definitely tell us that. And now the other teams, I think... actually, wait. I think Roger and Demo could make the playoffs if they win out, and any of the 4-2 teams would lose out. Very unlikely at this point, but I get Demo's kind of close to catching up with Sam because he's -6 and Sam's -2. Demo really does not have a bad plus-minus whatsoever for having 4 losses. So I guess he has a chance. Roger, same thing. Very good.
Yeah, they're in the same exact.
I just noticed that. So they both have a chance, but I don't think so. I honestly, it's probably best. It's probably better for them to lose for like draft pick wise. I don't even think they can go down.
No tanking, John. No tanking.
Hey. I'm not saying tank. I'm just saying I'm a fan of.
You're just saying run cool sets, and if you lose, it's
I wanted
fun.
to run Solar Beaming Fortress against Gubs in the last game, but then he said he was going to try, and I didn't want to get 6-0'd, so he ruined that dream. So I can dream of them running my Solar Beaming Fortress for me. Okay, Kooper, let me be.
Solar Beaming Fortress. That's the thing I just got in a trade, right?
Yes. Very. No, you got a Ferrothorn.
That's the joke.
They're not the same. We're not going to have this discussion. They're not even similar. No, you're gonna Banded Explosion. Okay, different fun set. We kind of got off track, mostly because at the conference breakdown, I know Chris likes to say there's a mathematical possibility that Roger and Demo can make it in. There really is, but like George is one of the people that Roger could catch up to, and George beat him twice. So and then Sam's on such a hot streak. Adam's playing really well. Too. I mean, he's lost 2, but he lost 2 against playoff teams. I don't see Demo and Roger winning out in any of those teams. Losing out, it could happen. It's probably not going to happen. So expect those 4 teams. And the ones after it, I definitely expect Roger to put up a good fight against other people. Demo's had a rough few weeks. I would love to see him go back to his old form. Maybe he will. I don't really know. Gary, we're still learning about him. And John, we didn't get to watch him last week, but he has a win, so he's in that cool boat. He has... it's I don't have too much at this point. I'm gonna go over to the MVP. But
sounds
yeah.
good.
Okay, so the
Greninja. This guy.
Greninja
has done nothing
in
the last 2 weeks.
12-2.
Still in first place by 4
Honestly,
spots.
it's such a God. It's such a like what's the word?
That is what it is. Yes.
God. Yeah, it is. Yep. I guess it just I don't have any nice words. It shows how good Miguel really is. Now Miguel was getting a little upset when everyone was talking about how OP Greninja is, this and that, because it was doing so good, and it really put us on alert. And I hope at this point that everybody knows, and that Miguel knows that we know that we knew it wasn't Greninja that was doing it this good. We're doing this well for him. We knew he was going to win these games this big. It's just incredible that Greninja had that streak in the beginning. Miguel he had such a great draft. He's such a good player. He makes such incredible teams that he is going to have a lot of Pokemon with a lot of kills. I think what's he have? He only.
I mean, like at number 5 and number 8.
Have number 5, number 8, and number 1. I mean, he just has a lot of big tools at his disposal, and I mean, he's averaging over +3 a game. So you're definitely gonna have something at the top. The most incredible thing is that this thing has had 12 kills since week 3. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a testament. Yes, it's a testament to how good Miguel is. God damn, there's the word. That's why I kept going on. I wanted to find the word. I found it. I'm awesome. Fast electric types still at number 2 and number 3. Raikou staying at number 3, even though he didn't even get to see the game this week. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, had a big showing last week.
Along with Mega Pinsir not moving anywhere because it was not brought to the game. Now, I'm pretty sure Thundurus was brought to the game. I remember him getting a Focus Blast kill. Yes.
Yeah, that was on Kyurem.
Thundurus T is still moving up the charts. At this point, I'm pretty sure we will see one of these speedy electric types in the top 3, which, would that make it a 3rd consecutive season that speedy electric's that high on the list? Or no?
I would imagine
Probably.
So. I don't call the Season 2 list offhand.
Yeah, I do know Jolteon was number 1 Season 1, and now we have 2 electric types in the top 3 for the D-League. So it's a cool trend to see that, for sure. Anything else noticeably moving up the list? Well, Mega Mawile 4-0.
Yeah, courtesy of a 3-0 performance
Yeah,
this week.
grabbing a nice spot there. We still have both Thunderses in the top 10. And, does George still have... No, he only has one thing on the list now that he didn't play the last one. I think one or two of his things... Arcanine went off from last week? Or something? Something happened. Things happened.
Manaphy's his only thing in there now.
Manaphy is now his only thing in there. And, yeah, so, you know... Pretty cool to look at that. I still can't believe fucking Miguel has 3 on there. God damn it. That's dumb in a good way. It's crazy. God damn it. Okay, so let's move on to next week's schedules. I actually don't know who's playing who next week, so this is exciting for me to look at. And starting with Miguel and Roger now. I've been down on Roger. Very proud of him this week. He had a really good week, and I think he showed a lot. But now it is time for Roger to say, fuck you, John. I'm going to beat the best guy. Roger, I think you can do it, buddy. I know you can do it. Prove me right. I'm not predicting, because I'm definitely not predicting Roger to win. But, Roger, you got this, buddy. I just don't believe in you enough to predict you to win. Next battle, we have Gary v. George. I'm guessing... I remember when George lost to Miguel in his video. He had this big thing. I'm going to win. I'm never going to do this again, blah, blah, blah. He just, like, forfeited a game for no reason. So I'm expecting him to come out hot and heavy, unless he's just, like, the forfeit man and he doesn't care. I don't think that's who George is, but...
I mean, I'd pick up one more win before I go on that
mode. I would definitely pick up one more win before I get really cocky. And just start saying, I don't even need to play this week. So, yeah, I think that's going to be an angry George again. Could also just be a relaxed George, and Lumberjack Gary just steals a little win there. Next one, though, we do have John v. Adam. That could be also another angry. I couldn't say angry. I was trying to say angry. Angry Arthur over there. He might be...
Angry Adam.
He might be trying to make up for all that hacks from last week and get a good win on there. And maybe John's going to start a little streak. You know, hey, he didn't really do much to get the last one, but who knows? Maybe he's going for it. And then Sam v. Demo. This is the biggest game of the week. I don't know what the game of the week is, but I'm going to decide that this is the game of the week. Because if Demo wins, he is propelling himself into playoff... what's it called? Playoff... Contention. Look at you. This is why you're smart and with me. He would be propelling himself in the playoff contention, and if Sam loses in the last week and Demo wins, then he could be in the playoffs. So that's a really big one.
Yeah, most likely that would be surpassing Sam in differential too.
Very true. So will Sam be able to keep up his winning streak, or will Demo curb stomp him like he did week 2? So let's go down the list and make our predictions. Kooper, you go first, big guy.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Real Maril, although they can certainly just take a mental check out at any point and just, you know, kind of save all tricks of the playoffs at this point. But until proven otherwise, I'm going to go with Miguel. I agree with you. I think George is going to be hungry for at least one more win before he can kind of hit the brakes a little bit. So I'll go with the Arcaniners. I'm happy that Origins got one win. So I'm going to go with Adam. And I will also go with Sam over Demo this time, trying to lock up the Sinnoh Conference.
Okay, now I don't know if I'm going to go against you with that. I'm still going to go down the list and say what I feel about each match, but this week it seems pretty cookie cutter. I mean, Miguel is almost... There's a very small chance that Roger will beat him. Now, hopefully Roger, you know, is like, hey, I can't get in the playoffs most likely, but I can still make some noise. And he comes out guns a-blazing with a crazy team and beats Miguel. But I don't see Miguel doing that. Miguel is probably at this point going to try and go for the undefeated season, because why not? If you can be the best, if you can be a stud, if you can just, I don't know, be Gazpacho Man. Be Gazpacho Man. Why not? There's absolutely no reason not to do that. So I don't think Miguel's going to hide any tricks. I think he's just going to go out and say, I'm the best, and try and win them all. Gary v. George. I've known George a long time. George isn't the quitter. He might be absent-minded. He might be a fool, but he's not going to quit. So I think George is going to come out and definitely do his best to win. And I don't know how, at this point, Gary's lost 2 and won 1. his win was really good, and his last week loss was really close. So I think Gary could be a really good player in this league. He's still learning the ropes. It's not his team, this and that. But at this point in Gary's career, I don't really know if he can match up well against George and deal with angry George. So definitely going with George there. I mean, Adam is definitely angry Adam. Angry Abigail. He's that's. I don't think John's going to beat it. I mean, maybe if John was coming off of a legitimate win where he'd outplayed, got a 3-0, was, doing great, I'd possibly give him an edge. But he's just kind of coming off of a week of not even doing anything. So I think Angry Abigail's going to take this one. And finally, Sam versus Demo. I think Sam is on a roll. He's doing everything right, everything that people expected him to do. I think Sam is going to take this one. He is going to go for it, get the win, get himself into the playoffs, and be done with the stress, the worry. I mean, it's always worrying. I remember worrying about you coming up and trying to take my playoff spot, Mr. Kooper. That was not very nice. I did not enjoy that, and I feel like Sam's in a very similar position at this point. So, I think he's gonna put it away at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch that train ticket to the playoffs.